Hey, this is Russ. You might know that a couple weeks ago I did a review for a helmet and I actually recommended it to you to take a look at. Well, I'm going to show you another helmet. Now you might be wondering, what does this helmet have that the other helmet doesn't have? Well, admittedly, I'll tell you this, it has a higher price tag, all right? And here's why. It has technology that the other helmet doesn't offer, all right? Now you remember too, the other helmet I mentioned that it was worth looking at because it had technology that was similar to the more expensive helmet that I had originally been using, but at half the price. Okay, it had the thing called the MIPS system, the Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. It's a little yellow liner that's inside the helmet, and that allows your head to move a little bit. If you get some type of impact and you have some type of rotational forces going on, your head can move a little bit within the helmet. Okay, that's the whole thing of the MIPS. This one does not have MIPS, right? So even though it doesn't have MIPS, it does have a technology that I think is worth considering. Now, I took a look at their website, and after I saw it, I said, yes, send it to me. So let me show you real quickly what the helmet looks like, okay? So this one is from their collection called the Old School Collection. All right, they actually only have one collection at this point. They all look the same, but the difference is color scheme. Okay, you have different color options. This one's called Urbanite. It's kind of like a grayish or slight bluish grayish. I can't describe the color very well, but it's all solid color. The other ones have solid on the top, and then they have color patterns on the bottom part of the helmet. I'm a more basic guy. I prefer one solid color, so that's what I got. All right, and what I like about it is the way it's constructed. I mean, it is solid. It is built. It's thicker. You might think this might be heavy, but it isn't. It's like 0.8 pounds, and there's no MIPS in here. So you might be looking at this as, well, if it doesn't have the MIPS, and you just told us how good the MIPS is, what makes this thing worth considering? It's built to a different standard. I'm going to look off camera here. It's called the Dutch NTA 8776 certification, all right? They tell us that most helmets only get manufactured to about a 15 mile per hour rating. The Dutch standard brings it up to 28 miles per hour. Now, if you're an e-bike owner, you know that 28 number is kind of important because that is class 3. Yeah, that's a class 3 e-bike standard. I ride relatively quickly. I would say I average probably on average between 18 to 24 miles per hour. I don't usually hit the 28 unless I absolutely have to. But knowing that the helmet will protect me to the 28 miles per hour was something that was worth it for me. Now, if the other one that we recommended is manufactured to the 15 mile per hour rating, as with the other $110, $120 helmet that I originally had before I recommended that helmet, knowing that this one can go up to 28 miles per hour immediately grabbed my attention. Let me put it on real quickly for you. It's got a removable visor. You can remove that if you don't like it. I personally like it because I wear sunglasses when I'm riding, and having that visor cut down the sun so it doesn't glare my sunglasses or glasses, that's kind of important. Plus, I usually put my microphone, I clip it to the visor right in the middle, so this one sticking out a little bit further is good for me. All of the padding that's on the inside is also removable, and they give you another set of padding as well. So let me put this on. Oh, and there's also can you guys hear that? An adjustment in the back. Many helmets have something similar to this where they can adjust the size to your head. But let them know what your head size is too. Take a measurement around your head, usually like an inch or so above your eyebrow. Take a measurement around your head and let them know what it is, and they'll send you the correct helmet. So once you put it on, I'm going to click it a little bit so it's properly set. So your head does not rotate in this thing because it doesn't use the MIPS system, but because of the way that the helmet is made to that higher standard, it doesn't really need the MIPS system, okay? So overall, it's a good fit. It's built like a tank, right? It's not that heavy. It's only 0.8 pounds. It's not even a full pound. So you get the protection, but it doesn't weigh you down. There's holes on the top here for ventilation. It seems to have enough ventilation. I don't really notice that I'm missing holes or anything like that, because the other helmet has a lot of holes. This one doesn't have quite as many, but still gets the ventilation in there, so it seems to be fine. It's built pretty well. I mean, it has a lot of coverage to the sides and to the back. Overall, I think for the way I ride, this helmet actually does a better job for me. But like I said, it is a little bit more expensive. It's $150 with a $15 discount with my code. But you know what? If you're one that rides really fast like I do, I think it's worth that. Yeah, it's worth it. So let me show you something else that it does that the other ones don't. Yeah, there's a blinking light in the back here. Okay, it's a red blinking light, and in the front, yeah, it's a solid white light. So if you're riding at night, this is not designed to replace your headlights on your bike. This is just supplemental lighting so people can see you, because you're higher up, right? So if your head is also blinking lights and showing you a forward light, that's actually a good thing. So I don't ride in the evenings. I actually ride only during the daytime, but I still will have the light on for additional visibility, okay? So you got a blinking pattern in the back. If you push it a second time, you have a solid red light, and if you push it another time, the light kind of goes around. All right, so it's flashing, but it's a different flashing pattern. You push it one more time, it turns off. These are USB chargeable. They give you a little cable. The little charging section is directly below the light. If you flip this up, there's a little, I think it's called a micro USB plug. And typically, once you do that, you have about 10 hours of charge time. So you can do a full ride with it, and it's not going to be a problem for you. Push it again, turns it off, okay? All right, let's see how this helmet performs. Now I dialed it in, put it on, and turned a little tightening screw in the back, and it seems to be fitting pretty well. I have it blinking in the back and solid light in the front, but again, it is fairly bright sun out right now. Still, I figure I have 10 hours of battery life on that, so why not? Definitely use it. Now, the one thing I do like is the visor does stick out a little bit more than the visor I had on my previous helmet, and that's a good thing because it's rather sunny today. I'm facing the sun, trying my best to face the sun so you can see me. And because the helmet visor sticks out a little bit, the microphone, which you see is dead center between my eyes, sticks out further too. So it's a little bit easier for me. My previous helmet, the microphone was so close that it was actually always rubbing my forehead, always kind of tickling me. This one sticks out a little bit more. I like it. It could actually flip up too. I'm going to move it a little bit. You can see this. It actually flips up. But if I do that, then I don't have the protection to my eyes from the sun. So yeah, I definitely like having a visor. Now, there's no way to really know how a helmet performs until you get into a crash, and of course we're not going to do that. So you have to take the word of the manufacturer. But I will tell you that this helmet is built very solidly. I compared it against all the other helmets that I have. I have totally 4 helmets now. And this one is the most robust, without doubt. So you might be asking, which helmet are you going to be using going forward? Well, take a guess. Yeah, I'll be using this helmet going forward. Thank you. So recently I did a review of another helmet, and I know that a number of you had purchased that helmet based on that review. So have I abandoned them? No, not really. If you think about it, these two helmets are in different price points. And what I like about the other helmet is that it did have at least some type of additional technology besides just a standard helmet. And so having that is a good thing. But between the two, obviously this helmet is built to a different standard. It's just it's a lot stronger. And because I do ride at a fairly fast pace, more often than not, I'm usually between 18 to 24 miles per hour. Having a helmet that's built to withstand more impact up to 28 miles per hour is kind of important for me. Now, not everybody goes that fast. Some of you might not, in which case, you know, the other helmet might be perfectly fine. But I kind of feel that you should give as much protection to your head as you can. Okay. So yeah, between the two, it is up to you which way to go. But if you can afford this helmet, this is the way to go. So overall, yeah, I'm liking the feel. I'm liking the protection from the sun using the visor. I'm trusting that the 28 miles per hour standard that this is built to will protect me a lot more. I did note that there is definitely more coverage to the side of my head and to the back of my head than any of the other helmets. And the helmet is actually built a lot thicker than the other helmets as well. Yeah, I think this is a good helmet. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. So going forward with the 4 helmets I now have in my collection, this will be the helmet I'll be riding with. Yeah, because the 28 miles per hour standard is more important to me at this point. So yeah, it's a little more costly, but I think it's worth the money. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get one of these helmets, use the affiliate link that's in the description of my video. That'll give you a $15 discount. All right. I'll talk to you guys next time.